Hello, and welcome to What the Hell is Wrong with Me with Dr. Moore. Today we'll be looking at sleep disorders.
Hello, I'm Dr. Moore, and today I'll be talking to you about sleep disorders.
Good night's sleep? No, why not? Were you tossing and turning? Found you're awake for hours just waiting for sleep? Watching the clock tick? Does this happen more often than not? Sounds like a classic case of insomnia. Insomnia can affect anyone at any stage in their life, and usually most people will experience short-term insomnia at any point in their life. There are two different types of insomnia: primary insomnia and secondary. The symptoms of insomnia are mainly fatigue from a poor night's sleep. Other symptoms include irritability, loss of concentration, and because of this loss of concentration, it can also cause driving accidents. 30 to 35% of people report mild or occasional onset of insomnia. This makes it a very common disorder. 15% often report a serious problem with insomnia, occurring over maybe months or years. Insomnia varies with age and gender.
Now, when diagnosing insomnia, it is important to remember that there are two different types of insomnia: primary and secondary. Primary insomnia often causes sleep latency, which means that a person will find it difficult to fall asleep and it will take them 30 minutes or longer to fall asleep. Often people find they are not refreshed in the morning after a night's sleep. The symptoms cause them distress and affect daily function. Primary insomnia causes problems that last more than a month, and it is very difficult to diagnose, as it is only diagnosed usually with self-report. It's important to remember with primary insomnia that there is no pre-existing cause that is known. Secondary insomnia is very similar, but there is usually an underlying cause such as stress at work or a grievance in the family. Therefore, secondary insomnia is usually easier to treat, as if you tackle the underlying problem, usually the insomnia will go away. There are many different explanations to insomnia. For primary insomnia, it is a lot more difficult as there is no underlying cause. However, sufferers have increased emotional arousals. There is also theories that it's to do with the brain mechanisms, such as the reticular activating system, which makes people over-awake. Secondary insomnia is a symptom of something else, such as a stress, as I have already stated. It can often be due to medical causes such as long-term illness, and sometimes due to psychological issues such as depression or anxiety. It can also be learned, which means that it is a behavioural cause. These are very easy to treat and deal with, as there is an underlying cause that can be tackled. Sometimes insomnia is a result of poor sleep hygiene. This means that before a person goes to bed, they may eat a full meal which takes a long time to digest and might keep them up a little longer. They also might do very arousing things, such as play on their phone or look on their laptop or watch the television. These all lead to a poor night's sleep. The difficulties with the insomnia is that it's a very complex sleep disorder that is very difficult to pinpoint and explain. Scientists have done their best explaining, but it is believed that there are still other causes that may lead to insomnia. It is also based very much on self-report, which can mean that it's underdiagnosed and underrepresented, or in some cases it is overdiagnosed. There is also issues with the classification of primary and secondary insomnia because they are very, very similar. Often the testing of this insomnia in sleep labs can cause the issues to become worse. And there are, as always, lots of confounding factors involved in testing this. It is also very focused on the biology of the brain, which can be seen as reductionist. And it is not always known what causes the disorder, even if there does seem to be an underlying cause.
Narcolepsy is a combination of extreme daytime sleepiness and cataplexy, which is loss of muscle control. It is often triggered by emotional arousal such as anger, fear, amusement, or stress. People who experience narcolepsy often experience hallucination, which is when they are very tired and sleepy, so they start to hallucinate things around them as if they were dreaming. They often also experience early REM sleep at the beginning of the night. Because of muscle paralysis, people who experience narcolepsy often fall asleep in the day and lose all muscle control. This means that they could be doing anything and suddenly drop to the floor and fall asleep. The prevalence rates of narcolepsy are 1 in 2,000 people have it, but this may be underdiagnosed. It affects males and females equally, and the age of onset is unknown. It often takes a long time to be diagnosed.
The explanations of narcolepsy are that there is a neurotransmitter deficiency called hypocretin or orexin. It is widely believed that narcolepsy is due to genetics and can be inherited. Scientists also believe that narcolepsy can be due to environmental factors such as infections and stress. And it is also believed that some people often suffer narcolepsy more if they are born in the winter than born in the summer. More scientific reports have shown that a gene mutation on the HLA, which is the human leukocyte antigen, and T-cell receptor genes have been identified as a cause of narcolepsy. The gene mutation can be random or it can be genetic and come from someone's parents. People with the mutation are more susceptible to develop narcolepsy, perhaps through a viral infection. Narcolepsy has become another one of the disorders that has joined the nature versus nurture debate, as many scientists believe that you are born with it, but often scientists think that with the right environment you can develop narcolepsy.
Sleepwalking is an example of parasomnia, which is an abnormal occurrence during sleep. It occurs during non-REM or slow-wave sleep.
Sleepwalking is also a very serious sleep disorder, and there are many explanations to this as well. Some people believe that it is a gene mutation and that it is inherited. It has been identified that neurochemicals can often cause sleepwalking as well. This is when a person has an insufficient supply of GABA, which calms the brain. But this is just a theory, and this could be why it's more common in children. Often tiredness and stress seem to trigger and increase sleepwalking.
REM behavior disorder is not to be confused with sleepwalking. It's very different. REM behavior disorder is when a person acts out their dreams and the normal muscle paralysis that occurs during REM sleep is not working.
REM behavior disorder can often be very hard to explain, but is easily explained as a loss of normal REM muscle paralysis, which causes someone to get up and act out their dreams. It is often seen prior to an onset of Parkinson's disease. This suggests that it is a neurological or degenerative problem. Thank you for watching. I'm Dr. Moore.